Hey, it's Kevin DeWitch here, and welcome to the next video in the Setting Up a Home Music Studio course. In this video, we're going to talk about pricing, completing our checklist, and finishing off the bare essentials for our home music studio. So pricing, checklist, and completing our bare essentials section of the home music studio course. So this is a really exciting part. This is where we start to get down to the end results of the bare essentials. Now obviously there is a second part to this, so if you want to continue on you can do that after this, but also if this is the level that you need to go to or you want to stop at, that's fine. You're quite welcome to watch this video, complete the parts, and then move on to finishing your home music studio and move on to the recording phase. But it might be worthwhile watching the second part as well. So just keep that in mind because it can give you ideas for the future and think about how you want to do this going forward. So I'm hoping by this stage that I've covered pretty much everything that I can think of for a bare essentials home music studio, and hopefully you feel that as well and you're ready to get started with it. So if you've been going along each of the steps as I've been doing these videos and you have been doing the worksheets, I'm hoping that at this stage you have a really good idea of what you plan to get and what you plan to put in your home music studio. So the idea now would be to sort of join that list together, create a compiled list, and start to work on pricing. Now you may have already worked on some pricing. You may already have some of this stuff, so it's obviously no cost at all because you've already got it, or you need to obviously start going out and looking around. So the main places I like to look around when I'm buying equipment is obviously in my local stores if I have any. Now certain people, or myself, I don't really have many local stores, so most of my shopping's done online, and that's where I come into things like, you know, the online music stores, eBay, Amazon, and things like that. Do a lot of research, look around, check the pricing, all right? Check overseas, check in your local area. Sometimes I find things cheaper overseas than I can get in my own country. But sometimes things like warranties and stuff can be a real problem with that situation. Now another good thing to think about is, can you get any of this equipment or any of this kit secondhand? You know, there's people like myself or other home music studio owners that are sort of moving as they go, improving their skills and moving up to the next level. And quite often what that results in, especially for me, is me buying new equipment and selling off my old equipment. And when I sell stuff off, it's usually in extremely good condition, if not perfect condition. So you can get some really great bargains looking secondhand as well. But make sure that the price difference obviously matches, because you obviously will lose warranties and things like that. So you need to factor that in. Now in regards to things like warranties, obviously factor that in again. If you're looking at purchasing equipment from overseas because it's a lot cheaper, you need to consider the warranty, okay? Because they either may not honor the warranty, or if they do, they may expect you to ship it back to them. So to actually ship something from your country to the manufacturer's company may just not be cost effective. It may be too much of a pain and too expensive to do it. So you need to factor in. If it's something cheap, you may go, that's fine, I can skip the warranty because it's such a low price, it's almost a throwaway item, I'll just buy a new one if it breaks. The other things to think about is obviously power. Okay, now if it's a USB or something you plug directly into your computer, then that's usually fine because that's just a universal source of power. But if it's something you need to plug into a power source within your house or in your country, you need to obviously worry about, does it have the right connector and the plug on it? And does it even support the same voltage? Because lots of countries have different voltages. So does it have a switch on it that allows you to use it in two different countries? Or is it locked to one country and it's going to make it impossible for you to buy that unit from overseas? So another thing with overseas purchases is make sure you factor in exchange rates. Your dollar is not the same price as their dollar in that country. So while it may look cheap, when you do a currency conversion, especially for me, from converting US dollars to Australian dollars. You know, our dollar's not as good as theirs. So the price difference may then end up being that it's more expensive to get from the US, because that also applies to postage. So any values they post for postage is their currency. So again, you need to do a currency conversion on that. You may as well have fees that get applied by your bank or your credit card or whoever you're using to pay your money. Now, another great trick or tactic I use when purchasing stuff is not to be in a hurry. If you're in a rush, you're generally going to just spend top dollar because you're not going to want to wait for the great price. You're not going to research enough. So if you can hold back and take some time, maybe wait for some sales, wait for a Black Friday sale, whatever it is, then that's obviously going to benefit you a lot because you're going to get massive discounts on any items you order. Now, I'm not suggesting that you wait, 8 months before you start your home music studio, because that would just annoy me. But if we're talking about a few weeks, it may just be do a bit of extra planning, work it out, budget it, and know that you're going to purchase it in 2 weeks and do it then. So once you've gone through all of the stuff that you want to buy and you've checked out the prices, worked out where you think you're going to buy it from, or if you're waiting for a sale or something, obviously jot it down and check out the final value of what it's going to cost you. Does it fit into your budget? If it does, great, you're ready to go. You can start purchasing. Start getting all the kit in, ready to start putting it together. If not, then you know what level you need to hit now. So now you can start to actually save your money, get ready for that level, and as soon as you budget and you save your money and you get there, you know what to do. If there's no chance of you getting to that budget, then have another look at what you've decided to buy. Maybe there's a way to save some money. Did you pick something that was a little bit too expensive that you can cut down on? Did you pick something that was optional that maybe you didn't quite need? So look around, see if you can get your price down. Again, as I said, check out, can you get anything secondhand? Because that could save you a lot of money and maybe get your budget down. So in the PDF, there's also a checklist there. So I want you to go through the checklist and tick things off as you've done them, as you've bought them, as you've set them up, as you've worked it all out, so that at the end of the checklist, you know that you have completed everything in the bare essentials part of this course. Now, if there's anything in there that's not necessarily included in the bare essentials, or I've put in there that's optional, you can either skip it, cross it out, whatever. But as long as you've got all the bare essentials and you've ticked it off, you know where you're at and you know you're ready or completed your bare essentials studio. Now, like with every other section, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. I'm happy to help. If you have any, questions about pricing, how it works, anything like that, or your checklist or something got missed or anything, please feel free to ask me in the comments. I'm happy to help and I want to get you finished in this section. So if you followed through with all of these steps and you've completed every single one of these tasks right now, you should either be well on your way to having your bare essentials home music studio finished, or it is already finished and you're ready to go with the next part of your audio path. So after this video, we're moving into part 2 where we talk about the next steps, getting some more things that I've got like in my studio, and getting to another level which you may already be at or you may not. That's totally up to you. And whether you watch that next session, as I said, is again up to you. You can skip that for now and come back to it later when you get to a point in your journey that you want to go to that next level and check out some of those. Or alternatively, watch the next part, go through all those videos so that even if you're not going to do them, you have an idea of what's coming up and what you can aspire to going forward. So if you're happy with the bare essentials setup of the home music studio and you are not looking at this stage to go into part 2 and check it out, then feel free to move on to the next course, the recording in a home music studio. And hopefully that will get you onto the next path, which is the ultimate goal of actually recording in your home music studio and starting to get some songs down. So just to finish this off, I want to thank you for watching this part of the course. Thank you for trusting me in teaching you about all of this, and hopefully you've gained a lot of knowledge out of this, and hopefully I've been very helpful for you. And again, if you need to ask questions, please do so in the comments or in the Facebook group, because I really want to make sure you're getting everything out of this course as possibly can. I want to congratulate you for finishing the Bare Essentials part of the Home Music Studio course, and I really would like to congratulate you in the comments or the Facebook group on your success of you having set up, purchased, or planned and budgets. Whatever you got to, whatever point, let me know in the comments or the Facebook group, because I would really like to congratulate you and praise you for going to the level you have. No matter what level it is, every little step is a great achievement, and I congratulate you on getting through this course and getting through all of those parts of the course. So thank you for watching this part, and I will either catch you in the next part or catch you in the next course.